Friends, it's my pleasure to present this series on financial freedom. Financial freedom is what we all crave for, long for, yearn for. It's what we badly want. Why do we want it? We want the freedom to decide how we should work, when we should work, and what we should work for. It's the most well-earned freedom. And those who have financial freedom know how they won it and how it deserves to be called well won. To win financial freedom, you need to start very early. You need to start almost as soon as you start working. Just as you work your way up your career, you need to work your way towards financial freedom. The two happen together. This talk is on the early stage towards financial freedom. You've just started working. People tell you do this, do that, save your money, do this investment, buy this insurance. So many things come at you. But how do you feel at that time? You feel, what's the hurry? But it is that sense of hurry which actually makes you move decisively towards financial freedom. It makes you start early. An early start is going to ensure that you are always ahead of the game and you play anticipating the next step. So you're always prepared for everything. The early stage activities must set you up for the basics. And I'm going to give you 5 basics. I call them the 5 fingers. These 5 basics or the 5 fingers ensure that you are always in control of this journey towards your financial freedom. The first you need to do is set up a contingency. Keep some money aside which will always see you through any difficulty. A lot of people lost jobs during the first wave of COVID. A lot of people lost income. Those who are doing services which required daily activity suddenly found that their income stopped for months together. If you had created a sum of money that would see you through anything between 6 to 18 months, no crisis would have put you under severe stress. You knew that you had been prepared and you would have managed yourself much better. The contingency reserve is what sees you through these situations. You may not even have that situation, but you should have that security to face that situation if and when it arises. So that's the first finger. The second finger is investing in growth assets. In a growing economy like India, you need to ensure that you participate in that growth. I've seen many people who have never invested in equities till they turn 30. Luckily, that culture is changing now and a lot of you are investing as soon as you start working. Technology has made investing more accessible to you, something which you're more comfortable handling. But technology is not going to make you a good investor. Information alone cannot create success. What you need is behavior. So you need to create the right investment behavior in equity. So that's the second finger. So invest in growth assets and show the right behavior for growth. That's the second finger. So how do you do that? You can do regular investments in equity and you can also form a habit of keeping some money aside which you will invest when the markets fall very sharply. And the markets do fall very sharply every now and then, and those opportunities must not be missed. How can you do that? By being prepared for that opportunity. Unless you show preparation, you will not be able to ensure execution. So that is the second step. So the first step is keep a contingency reserve aside for any emergency. Second step is start investing in equity, which is the growth engine for your journey towards financial freedom. Now let's move to the third step. The third step is to ensure that you are adequately insured. Most people underestimated the need for insurance. Worse still, they underestimate the value of their life. There are different needs related to insurance. The first, which I call as the third finger, you need health insurance. So make sure that you have enough cover that will see you through hospitalization, that will see you through an emergency, that will see you through a health crisis. It's very important to ensure that you are adequately insured early in life. The reason is the premiums will tend to be lower, you are locked in, and you just keep paying that premium for an extended period of time by keeping the policy alive. So health insurance is the third finger. The fourth finger is life insurance. What happens if something happens to you and those who depend on your income suddenly lose you? Now, ideally that should not happen. Let's all pray for a long life and great health, but still it is important to insure yourself early enough, and that insured value of your life should reflect your earning power in the present and the future. The term policy is the fourth finger. You need to have a term policy which adequately reflects the value of your life. Most people will have a term policy anywhere between 50 lakhs to 2 crores in the early years of your career. So check out if you are insured for that value, and you will find that probably you have a lot of insurance but you are not insured enough. That is something you should avoid. So that's the fourth finger that you need to ensure. The fifth finger that you need to ensure is debt investing. Now many people think that, oh, debt, very unsexy, boring, not worth looking at. But think about this. Debt and equity follow cyclical patterns. Now all of you think that equity is the only option. Why do you see that? Because debt looks unattractive. But remember, debt will again become an attractive asset class at some point in time, and probably at that point in time equity won't shine the way it is right now. So you need to be prepared to invest in debt as an asset class. You need to constantly invest in debt as an asset class, and you need to increase your debt investments when debt becomes a more attractive asset class. So between equity and debt, you need to strike a balance based on your profile, the attractiveness of each asset class, the relative attractiveness of one over the other, and where you are in the cycle with relation to equity and debt, because both follow long cycles. So when the cycle is in your favor in debt, you should invest more in debt and strengthen that finger, and when the cycle is favoring equity, you should invest more in equity. So if you get these 5 fingers right, then your early stage towards financial freedom is set. It is important not to add distractions, not to create imbalances, and to create a very harmonious early beginning. Start early, get yourself the right fingers working to make your hands stronger. If you do that, then financial freedom is a journey which has begun well for you and will progress smoothly. So let me again repeat these 5 fingers for your benefit. First, create a contingency reserve money that will see you through any crisis for a period between 6 to 18 months. So keep strengthening that reserve. The second, get yourself health insurance so that you will not be set back by any hospitalization. Third, ensure that the value of your life is insured so that if something were to happen to you, those depending on you will still be protected financially. Fourth, invest in equity and make it your growth asset class. Fifth, invest in debt. Make sure that you are taking advantage of the cycles of the debt market as well. Strike a balance between equity and debt so that you get the best of both worlds. If you get these 5 fingers right, then you have begun the early stage of your journey towards financial freedom very well and you're cruising. Happy investing and let your journey to financial freedom be a smooth one. Thank you.